Shocking ARMY news? Netizens couldn't believe it. Jungkook says BTS is irrelevant. A huge wave of debate is rocking the South Korean entertainment world. BTS's Jungkook, who for years has been a symbol of K-pop globalization and an icon of perfection on the world stage, is now suddenly plagued by unpleasant issues. It's no longer relevant. A claim that feels absurd, but strangely, has actually gone viral on various social media platforms. The hashtag Jungkook not relevant even appeared on global trending topics, making ARMY as BTS fans are called not stand still. To them, calling Jungkook irrelevant is like saying the sun stopped shining. It all started with a thread on platform X, formerly Twitter, comparing the popularity of Korean soloists after the draft. One anonymous account wrote that the era of Jungkook is over, arguing that the music trend is now leaning more towards the new generation of young artists. The comment was then spread thousands of times, causing a storm of reactions. For loyal BTS fans, especially those who have followed Jungkook's journey since his debut in 2013, the statement is not only a big mistake, but also an insult to the struggle of a boy who worked hard to build his name from scratch. In fact, Jungkook is not a figure who simply lives from past popularity. It is a representation of the evolution of K-pop music that continues to adapt to changing times. In fact, after BTS decided to focus on individual activities, Jungkook came up with a new style that was more mature, experimental, and global. Her singles such as 7, 3D, and Standing Next to You prove that she is still at the peak of international appeal. The songs not only set records on the Billboard charts, but also became the talk of the Western media, which has been difficult for Asian artists to penetrate. However, in the fast-moving world of entertainment, relevance is often measured by numbers and instant trends. When new faces appear from the fourth and fifth generations of K-pop idols, many netizens are easily lulled by the novelty. They forget that Jungkook is not just a trending topic, but a symbol of hard work that goes beyond mere popularity. Ironically, some observers say that the shift in public opinion towards Jungkook actually shows how high standards he has created himself. Jungkook was never just an artist. He was a benchmark, and when others came up, they were compared to him. But when he chose to remain silent and focus on his work, the world questioned his existence. That Jungkook's calmness in the midst of this issue is a reflection of maturity. He did not reply to comments, did not issue a statement, and did not appear to be trying to prove anything. In previous interviews, he has said calmly, "I don't need to prove who I am. I just need to keep working hard and enjoying what I'm doing." That simple sentence now sounds like a subtle slap to those who doubt it. Because behind his silence, Jungkook is creating something greater than mere proof. He is guarding a legacy. Netizens who sided with him also began to fight the negative narrative. Many have re-uploaded monumental moments in Jungkook's career. His live performance at the Global Citizen Festival, his presence on American talk shows, to his collaborations with the world's top artists. All of which is proof that Jungkook's relevance is not determined by who is more viral today, but rather by the profound influence he has left on the hearts of millions of people. In the superficial world of entertainment, Jungkook still stands as an authentic symbol of sincerity, discipline, and hard work. Undeniably, changes in the direction of global music also play an important role in the emergence of the perception of irrelevant. The market is now more open to new genres, and many young artists are taking advantage of TikTok or other digital platforms to score instant popularity. But in the midst of the hustle and bustle, Jungkook still maintains his musical quality. He does not participate in making songs for the sake of viral, but adheres to a strong identity and principles of musicality. That is why many senior musicians paid tribute to him. Some American producers have called Jungkook the most consistent K-pop artist of the decade. However, this issue also opens up bigger questions about how the public treats their idols. Why does an artist have to constantly prove his relevance every year? Can the success that has been achieved with years of hard work disappear just because of a month without a new release? Jungkook, who has inspired millions of young people to dream bigger, appears to be a victim of the public's insatiable expectations. The world demands him to always be perfect, without realizing that behind his success, There is an ordinary human being who also needs time to breathe. Some Korean entertainment journalists have even opined that the irrelevant Jungkook narrative is just a media strategy to create controversy and traffic. In an attention-hungry industry, big names like Jungkook are cushioning materials. One sensational article can bring millions of clicks, and that is why rumors of this kind are constantly nourished. But for his fans, they know Jungkook is not a figure who can be defeated by just a momentary opinion. They knew that whenever the world doubted him, Jungkook would resurface with more powerful and thrilling works. In a recent interview, Jungkook said, "I don't want to be a star for just a moment. I want to be someone who leaves the light on even after I'm gone." Those words now feel like predictions that are slowly becoming real. It does not pursue temporary relevance, but the permanence of meaning. And perhaps therein lies the difference from other artists. Jungkook does not run after trends, because it is he who creates the trend standards himself. When this irrelevant issue finally began to subside, many realized that public opinion was only a shadow of the real reality. Jungkook remains invited at major events, remains the iconic face of global brands, and remains a hot topic every time he appears, even with just one upload on social media. The world may change, but Jungkook's aura never seems to fade. In the end, true relevance is not a matter of who appears most often on the screen, but who leaves the deepest imprint on people's hearts. And for millions of people around the world, Jungkook is the definition of that. It is a voice that grows with them, a face that gives hope when the world feels dark, and proof that simplicity can beat sensation. So when someone says Jungkook is no longer relevant, perhaps they forget. True relevance is not determined by trends, but by lasting influences that even time cannot erase. Netizens began to see how paradoxical the modern entertainment world is. One side demands authenticity, the other side punishes silence. Jungkook, with his quiet yet assertive personality, is often considered too quiet in the noisy digital age. He does not like to flaunt his life on social media, does not indulge in personal dramas, and rarely responds to rumors. But precisely because of this, some mistakenly think that he has already lost his influence. In fact, Jungkook's silence is not a sign of deterioration, but rather a form of self-control that young artists of his age rarely have. He understands that fame is a double-edged sword and only the strong know when to be silent to stay afloat. Despite all that, ARMY sees this moment as a deeper reflection. They realize that Jungkook is now in a different phase of life. He is no longer just a teen idol, but a grown man who has gone through more than a decade in the harshest industry in the world. He grew up before the public, endured tremendous pressure from his teens, and remained afloat without a single major scandal that damaged his reputation. While other artists came and went, Jungkook stayed where he was, standing tall, not swayed by public opinion. That in itself is already a form of indisputable relevance. Foreign media also began to highlight this phenomenon. Some Western media outlets, such as Rolling Stone and Billboard, write that Jungkook is a rare example of an Asian artist who has managed to maintain global credibility without losing his identity.